All right, well, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everybody for today's ISLA corporate member orientation. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. There we go. Hopefully you can see my screen okay.
Yes, I can see it okay.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, so we will go ahead. Let me just adjust. So I've got two screens, so sometimes it looks like I'm not looking at you, but I'm just looking at my other screen. So welcome. Again, just briefly, our agenda is introductions, membership benefits, logos and corporate ads, sponsorships, partnerships, Q&A, feedback. And again, thank you so much for your support as a corporate member for ISLA. We definitely appreciate your being here and the time and energy you're giving to the Muslim community in terms of education. So thank you. What do we do? Well, we connect Islamic school professionals and the purpose to share knowledge, ideas, and resources. We've been doing that for over 25 years. As you may or may not be aware, there are over 420 full-time Islamic schools. Those are who are currently on our interactive school directory. That represents about 100,000 Muslim students, around 9,000 education professionals such as ourselves, as well as 25 years of being in service. Just last month, May, our impact was we had 434 schools on the directory, 143 active school members. So just, it's over maybe at 30%, alhamdulillah. Our ISLA community includes 40 active corporate members. So thank you. We have about a little over 5,000 reach over on social media. And our programs just last month, we had 600 registrants at two ISLA-led programs. And in those registrations included over 80 educational organizations, and we partnered with 12 partners to attend other events as well as to attend our ISLA events, which are often done in collaboration with others. So our mission is that, again, we work in partnership with educators, organizations, and universities to foster the development, growth, and quality of Islamic education by establishing networks, providing resources, disseminating knowledge, nurturing leadership, and carrying out foundational research on Islamic education and full-time schools. That's our niche. So how do we do it? Well, we're building networks, we're providing resources, sharing knowledge, nurturing leadership, and conducting research. And our team, just a quick overview, you see our board members, Dr. Nadim Iman, Todd McKinney, Rachel Hagan, Dr. Seema Imam, Dr. Patricia Salahuddin, Karan Shakir, Abdiaziz Ahmed, Musara Jabin, as well as our staff, Dr. Shahza Khan, our executive director, myself, program manager, and my colleague, Saida Khansabatul, marketing comms, who when you send out your emails, your job postings, that's who you're going to be interacting with. We also have a number of other part-time staff and contractors. This is a key team, alhamdulillah. And how do we serve and represent you and the other schools? Well, in action, we represent at CAPE, the Council of American Private Education, which represents over 3 million students across the country, at the U.S. Department of Education. Yes, it's still there, still in business, and we attend their meetings, as well as international bodies such as the Global Association of Islamic Schools, as well as Islamic Society North America. Also research. We have conducted a database project. We have 4 upcoming publications on HR, finance, curriculum, and school governance, all in the works, as well as research we've already published. Professional development, 35 teacher workshops, 4 PLCs, monthly admin meetings, and an annual leadership retreat are things we do every year. And then resources, we have free and open to everybody, a Teaching Palestine toolkit, both a Pali GT with a Pali GPT version, as well as training on how to use the toolkit, as well as a sexual abuse prevention toolkit and a crisis response toolkit. So please, we encourage you to check them out, use them, share widely. These are all pretty much, for the most part, free resources. Representation, we represent. CAPE, for example, just charge a fee. It's a per person fee. For the number of students we represent at ISLA, that's the amount that we pay yearly in dues. So there is a correlation between school membership and where is it going? Well, it's also going to pay some fees of national membership. Again, Council for American Private Education, Global Association of Islamic Schools, Office of Non-Public Education, as well as Islamic Society of North America, where we attend as booths, gives talks, we're engaging in all those different platforms, amongst others, as well as other number of regional networks that we participate and represent at. So some of our research and publications include April 2025, Staffing Trends in U.S. Full-Time Islamic Schools, Insights from Principals, an article in collaboration with ISPU on improving Islamic schools, attracting, retraining qualified teachers in U.S. full-time Islamic schools through analysis compensation, a chapter in Islam, Muslims, and COVID-19, as well as a recent chapter published in Islamic Philosophy of Education, Principles and Applications on Re-envisioning the Future, Islamic Schools in the U.S. So just some of the publications that we have taken part in. Again, resources and toolkits are leading ones, Teaching Palestine, Sexual Abuse Prevention, Crisis Response. Again, you can see kind of the reach that those have had with Crisis Response Toolkit, over 1,000 visitors. And if you want to check it out and you have input, please, happy to share. Love feedback. Our interactive school director, we have over 80,000 impressions last year. There's over 420 schools. As we noted, about 434 schools currently listed on the directory. This is just a kind of an image as showing kind of the range. Obviously, in the larger metro areas, there are more schools. Some states, they don't appear to have any schools at the moment, but that you never know. It could be just we haven't reached them yet. New Mexico, they have one school by the airport. Phoenix, there's about 5. I live in Los Angeles. We have a whole bunch. So if you you see a blank in your area, please let us know if there is a school there. We're happy to add it. And for you, a great resource to see where there are schools you want to reach out to. It shows the numbers, the address, the website. Great ways to reach out when you're looking for honing in on advertising a certain region. You're looking for maybe high schools or weekend schools. So our schools on the directory include primarily full-time schools, but there are also other forms of Islamic education going on in the United States, and they're also putting their information on a directory. So huge resource and for free for everybody. If you have friends, family moving, please share it. Great way to look for a school, find, again, connect and be part of the community. And then now for the big question, what is the benefit of being a corporate member? Well, an overview, your logo goes on our website as a hyperlink. Your logo is on our newsletter, which goes out every month. Again, hyperlink logo. You have the ability to send out corporate ads and social media up to 4 times a year. And the year starts when you join or at renewal. So if you join June 1st, you have the option to do 4 corporate ads until the June 1st, 2027. The main caveat being they cannot be 4 months in a row. They have to have at least 1 month in between, which in terms of advertising, obviously you probably don't want to have 4 ads one after the other. You also want them spread out. So we also do reach out every month to one member to spotlight them. So we're trying to get everybody done over the course of a couple of years. But if you don't see the email, I can't spotlight you. We also interested in partnerships. If you have an idea, proposal of how we can work together, let us know. And if it meets the needs of our community members, our teachers and our educators, and something our capacity to do, we're happy to talk and discuss. Also job ads, you yourselves can run job ads. I always have people coming and asking me, hey, do you know anybody who can do this or that? Well, use our platform. This is a free resource. No matter how small or how big your organization is, you always, turnover is real. So use us, job ads, unlimited job ads throughout the course of the year. And they're also posted each Friday in a job posting email. So please, great resources. Again, your logo is hyperlinked. This is kind of what it looks like. This is a screenshot of some of our current members on the page. So this is, if you want to check right now, scan the QR code. That's the link. If you want to drop it in your browser, see, is your logo there? Is it accurate? And does it link to the right page? Every so often, web pages get changed, links get broken. So take 30 seconds, just make sure it's there and it's correct. So I'll pause for a moment for you to do that. And in general, they're in ABC order, but some, we also try to do it in the formatting so that if yours is a square logo, we might put you in a row with squares or verticals just to make it look a little bit nicer. But I believe it's in pretty much in alphabetical order. If you've finished looking or if you found it, thumbs up. If you have a question, let me stop sharing. And if you have a question, you're welcome to ask. And I will go ahead and also put the link in the chat.
Yeah, maybe I'll click on the link because I typed it in, but it didn't come up. It said it was broken. Okay, I see it now. The link
That
works.
works.
Yeah.
And for those who may be watching later, again, just take a moment, just a great opportunity. And I would strongly encourage you just put, if you remember when you joined, in 6 months or a year, just put a little calendar reminder to renew and also just make sure your information is still correct. A lot changes over the course of the year. So just as a reminder, that's why I tell everybody. So yay, glad that yours is working. And I will again start sharing my screen again. Let's see. Hopefully, is it back to working again?
Yes,
Okay.
it's there.
Okay. Thank you. So that was for oh, sorry. And then that same, your logo goes on our website. We've got 4.3 thousand active users on the website, alhamdulillah. And then that same logo will also go in our newsletter. So if it was correct on the webpage, it should be correct in the newsletter. Our newsletter goes out about every beginning of the month, first week of the month. Currently about a little over 6,000 subscribers. Open rate is a little over 40%, which is above average for the sector. And again, just getting the word out to your organization, and we encourage people to click and learn more. Again, we do have a corporate member spotlight where each month we reach out, and if your organization is chosen, please respond so we can spotlight you. If you don't remember being recently asked, you can also reach out. Just trying to go through the whole list. So make sure also another point to just check every so often, again, staff changes and stuff. If you haven't gotten any emails recently from ISLA, please reach out to make sure that we have the right name and contact email. I have noticed that a few people, every so often they're like, oh, we don't get your emails because I didn't know that they were the right contact person. So please, as things change at your institution, please let us know. We are happy to include multiple emails so that, and I would encourage again, one to be a generic, and then maybe a couple of them are actual people, names and emails. And if you realize that somebody has left, just let us know and we'll remove it. And if somebody's added, please let us know. This is just an example of a highlight of ISLA Kids Magazine, one of our corporate members. Earlier, I don't know if this May, which May it was, but this is how it looks like. So again, a couple pictures that they provided, a shout out, and then we'll do a blog post. So that would go in the newsletter, social media, and also, just great ways and on the blog post. So yay. Again, back to our social media and audience. So again, about 4.3 thousand active website users, a little over 5,000 across platforms, a little over 6,000 on our newsletter subscribers, and 11,000 monthly website views. So that's where your logo is going to be seen. Whether or not you do any ads, that's the eyes on your logo. And just a little demonstration that, yes, pretty much all of our users are from the US, but there are people from all across the country that are, the world actually, that are looking at ISLA stuff. Obviously, a bigger bubble in Canada, but lots of bubbles all over the place. So, and jobs, again, eventually you're going to have jobs to post. So please, this is only for members, which includes you. Unlimited job ads. They are posted on our website, and each Friday they're automatically gathered, and we send out a job posting email to a little over 3,800 people. Again, 43.5% open rate. And this is just a sample of what it looks like on the website and how it will look like in the job email. And then how to do a job ads 101. Well, you're going to need your login information. Several you already have your username and password. If you don't have it, please reach out and we'll get that for you. You can also check for emails from ISLA and maybe in your spam. You will also want to have your job ad flyer and your organization logo, a brief discussion of the position. And on the same job posting, you can advertise one or multiple jobs. So say you're advertising for a development person and a fundraiser and a part-time, maybe a social media intern, you can do it all on one post, or you can separate them out to individual posts. It's really up to you, whatever you like. Some flyers you might be comboing it. Sometimes people want to do individual for each particular job. So it's really up to you. My colleague Hunsa is available to answer questions for that. So here's her email, executive-assistant at theisla.org. She's the one that manages that, so she'd be happy if you have questions. There's also, this is a QR code for a tutorial that's been developed to show, just walk you through each step. Very easy to do it. Obviously, the first time is the hardest. So again, this is our Friday job email. So again, if you posted an email for, say, development part-time person, then that would then be gathered on Friday, normally Friday mornings, as you can see, 8:02 a.m. Out it goes. And this is what it looks like. You have the logo, the name of the organization, the location, and the jobs that they are hiring for. So yes, there are many schools because we have more school members than corporate members, but it'd be on the same page. And it goes to about 3,800 educators and administrators. Corporate ads, the other big item where many of you became corporate members to begin with, is that you can opportunity to have a dedicated ad go out to over 3,800 educators. What do you do to do this? I know it's not really a mysterious process. It's pretty simple, but for the first time, it's hard. You will email executive assistant at theisla.org with your graphics, your wording, and all hyperlinks. Plan ahead. Some months are busier than others. So especially, summer, back to school, it's busier times of the year. So allow 4 to 6 weeks before publication and to include edits and the approval process. It may not take that long, but just allow for that. So we're right now at the middle of June. So be thinking it'll be going out end of July. It could go out earlier than that. Just depends upon the volume and the schedule. You choose the timings. Ads are sent Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then it's published and amplified. It reaches over 3,000 educators and there's a related social media post. So it's very important to make sure you provide a flyer that looks good because that will go on our social media. If it does not look good, it's not up to ISLA standards, we will be reaching out so you can modify that. So please keep in mind, needs to be high res, needs to be good quality. Help us help you. So if you put a little bit extra time and effort into your graphics and your wording, it just looks better and allows you to attract more people to whatever you're advertising. And depending on what you're doing, what your organization does, this could be maybe for a free trial. It could be for a 30-minute one-to-one. It could be a discount code. There's many different things you could advertise using your corporate ads. And let me just finish, and then I'll be taking a couple questions. I see some hands raised. Corporate ads, no fundraising. Alhamdulillah, we know everybody needs money. So this is not the platform for that. It's the platform for really, if you have a product, promotion, do that. And then no ads during Ramadan or the Hijjah. Last year, last Ramadan, what we did do is had the opportunity for corporate members we gathered all of the ask of corporate members, and we did one web page with all the different promotions in Ramadan for the benefit of everybody. We kept it to one email. Just again, it's Ramadan. People want to know, but they don't need to be bombarded with emails. There's lots of other stuff going on. And then again, only one ad for every 2 months. So if you send one out today, one got out sent out June 16th, the next one would be August 16th. So 1 month 1 month in between. Oh, and then again, they're just guidelines again. Make sure it's one clear CTA. That's the best practice. You don't want to be asking for too many things. Just figure out your ask, one ask per ad. It's a high-res flyer blurb, but we would encourage you to do a short blurb under 120 words. It is helpful to have a little bit of text. We will use that for the ad itself. So just a little short bit. Helpful to talk about what your organization is, especially if you're a newer organization, may not have the name recognition that others might have. So again, just a little bit about organization and what exactly this is. Is it a free demo? Is it a coupon code? Whatever it is. And then make sure you provide a link to the action page. I mean, we can't help you if we can't send you somewhere else on your website. So please do that. Again, it could be a Calendly. Maybe you're just doing a one-to-one talk. And then we my colleague says review all the requests and responds within 3 to 5 days. If you haven't heard anything after 5 days, please reach out. Every so often things get buried in the emails. And she may also reach out. There may be some revisions requested. There might be some, maybe the link wasn't working. She might reach out for additional information, and then she'll schedule the posting. Normally, again, she'll share a final draft about a week before with the scheduled date. And if you decide, you know what, hey, our plans have changed. That ad is actually now, that deadline is actually now, it's been extended, or we've changed anything. It's a good time to say, hey, we need to change it, or maybe we need to hold on. So, and at any time during that process, if you realize you do need to change this, reach out, let us know to hold off or make the changes. So, and with that, I will pause for a moment. And please, if you have a question, raise your hand or you can unmute. I'm happy to address as much as I can.
I had a question, but I think you answered it with like ad guidelines. So yeah, you just want a high resolution flyer and a short blurb. I was just going to ask what all entailed of the ad and what do you all needed, but this shows everything. So thank you for
And the
that.
flyer, again, we suggest you put everything on the flyer. Just make it clear. It should be a nice looking flyer, easy to read, high contrast, and again, provide a hyperlink. We would highly recommend that the flyer, if you click the flyer, will go to one link. Sometimes you may want more than one. It can be a little bit confusing. So recommendation is just kind of one or max two hyperlinks, primarily to your web page or the web page for this particular offer. So if you're doing an offer for we'll just say summer fun reading, and you have one page on your website for summer reading books, make sure the hyperlink goes there. And on that page, then you indicate that, oh, it's a 10% off through July 30th, whatever it is. Just be careful to make sure that you give us the link to the right place, because we can't guess. um, you know, Wherever you want, we're happy to work with you, but the more accurate the information, the better the ad is. So. And again, if you have questions, please reach out to executive-assistant@theisla.org. Sister Consa will be able to help you. And the information does need to meet our professional standards. So if there's an edit or anything requested, we will need that revision done before we can run the ad. So keep that in mind. Here's a sample one. Rabata is one of our corporate members. There's a sample. You can see there's the flyer down here, very clear. It is a call for this particular intensive. A little bit of words, that's not even 120 words. Looks like maybe that's 30 words. Registration, so a clear, that's a logo. That's your flyer. That's what they're promoting, and a button to register. So this is kind of what you're looking at. Yours obviously look different, but this is how it's going to look. And then related to that, we will do a social media post. So this is another example, this Muslim Campus Light. They're doing Muslim college tours. So that's the ask. They want people to join their Muslim campus tours. Those are the dates. And then they have the registration button. So this is a social media post. So it'll be in the text hashtags, if there's particular hashtags. That's what we're looking for. We generate this, but if you have a social media post or certain hashtags that you'd like us to use, you can also provide that. And this is Arabic Daily, another corporate member. Again, another look. This is another program. There's a tuition, giving a little information about the program, the schedule, the features. And then up here, a little bit of text, key information, the dates, the link, and the link to the registration code to learn more. So that's how it will look. Any questions? Sorry, on the social media post, if anybody has any questions? And it may or may not be the same day, just I guess should clarify that if the ad is scheduled to go out today, Wednesday, the social media post may or may not be for today, but with about a week of that time, just depending on our communication schedule. Partners and sponsorships. I know many of you are interested in sponsoring items. So again, send us a proposal. We are happy to chat. And we're looking for things that are within our capacity. Again, we're a small organization, one full-time and let's say 3 or 4 part-time people. So it has to be something that we actually can do. We're not going to be able to help you host a 200-person banquet anywhere. Sorry, as much as we'd love to. And also, it needs to meet the needs of Muslim educators in the United States and a general audience. So if you have a wonderful program, but it is for second grade English, it's not going to work because it's a very small audience. But if you're talking about in general raising the level of literacy at Islamic study, maybe that might be something of more general interest. So just keep in mind, it needs to be of general interest to Muslim educators, which is our primary focus. Again, parents, board members, communities are welcome to attend, but that's our audience. And it needs to be a benefit to Islamic education. Again, second grade English webinar, that's great, but anybody could do that. So we want to make sure this is really of, maybe now if it was how to bring creativity to the Muslim classroom in, elementary and primary grade levels, some top tips for doing that. Now that would be of general interest to the Muslim that has Islamic education, audience Muslim teachers. You can say that could be a general audience many people would want to attend. So that's kind of what we're looking for. And again, if you want to discuss, info@theisla.org, happy to chat. And again, there's other ideas you have, many ways to partner. Going backwards. In the past, just a couple examples of partnerships that have actually been very successful. Recently, this past May, Noor Art, one of our corporate members, partnered with us for a conversation on puberty. Again, not too many people, if anybody else is doing this. So a really good talk on practical guidance for Muslim educators on puberty, what to say, what not to say, with Dr. Amber Khan, who's very well known, and she has written a new curriculum with Noor Art on this topic, within a Islamic science curriculum. So well attended, met the needs of the community as well as the capacity of ISLA. Another great example is Khair Collective, a small nonprofit. They're providing low-cost mental health trainings for within an Islamic perspective. This particular one resonates with educators because it's for youth mental health first aid from an Islamic perspective. People who attend the training, do the pre-coursework and the post-work actually get a certificate from the National Council for Mental Wellbeing that they have completed this course, and that is valid for 3 years. So again, meeting the needs of the community, geared to Islamic educators, and within the capacity of ISLA, because Khair Collective actually does this program. We just facilitate registration. So we are now having this for the third time in August. So that's actually the current flyer. But again, these are ways that really are successful for everybody. And that's what we're looking at. We know you have many great products and ideas. May or may not serve the entire population. So that's just what we're looking in mind for a general webinar. Another opportunity is if you have a particular item or idea that is really good for school leaders to know, but it's not a webinar or anything, just really good information that you'd like to share out. And we do school admin meetings every month. So that may be something that you could pop in for 5-10 minutes on one of those and just share out that important information. Maybe you have some data or a particular program that really would help school leaders and school teachers, but it's not really going to work as a webinar or any other fashion. So that's another opportunity, just sharing that. Then we also have our marquee programs during the course of the year. We have a professional development week, normally the first week in August. 10 sessions that are staggered over the course of the week. Last year, we had for each session over 200 attendees and with about over 50 schools registering. So mashallah, really good attendance. And the purpose of this is really to give low option for a high quality professional development at a low cost to our Islamic schools for the benefit of our teachers and leaders so they can really elevate their teaching. As research has shown that staffing is one of the #1 issues facing our Islamic schools, as well as funding. So this way, it's a low cost way to get your teachers trained. There's bulk options. And for you as a corporate member, there's also a sponsorship opportunity. We have packages available. They were sent out to everybody right before Eid. And I can, if you're interested, happy to share it out again. Ways to sponsor either as a community member, just get your logo on our flyers. You can also sponsor a session. You can be a title sponsor. Many opportunities for you to engage directly with teachers and educators to get your product or your services better known, and also help us in providing high quality resources for our teachers. Sorry. Each December, this year will be December 4th through 6th, we host an in-person leadership retreat. It's again around 80 to 100 school leaders from across North America, including Canada, attend for a 3-day event. And again, it's not your typical conference. It's a retreat. We have a scholar in residence. We pray, eat, talk, chat, discuss together over the course of 3 days, as well as normally we have a visit to a neighboring Islamic school just to see what other people in the world are doing at their school. So great opportunities to connect as a corporate member, great opportunities for conversations. It's not like you're at a booth and you're stuck in the hallway. For our retreats, the sponsors are engaged in the conversation. They're in the room, meeting and chatting and praying with attendees. So again, great opportunities. If that's something that'll be helpful to your organization to get your services out right in the eyes and in conversations with school leaders, a great opportunity, as well as a great event. If you're interested in education, you can even just attend as an individual, but there's options for corporate sponsorships. And then this spring, we do a research symposium. Last year, we had over 120 global attendees. It's an opportunity. We partner with a number of Islamic universities, graduate schools to get research, PhD dissertations and other research level works that tie to education. Many teachers, educators, they're not reading the most recent journal of Islamic methodology or science and practice. It's an opportunity to get that cutting edge research and data into the hearts and minds of educators, and maybe that can help make a difference using like what some of the techniques, if it's data informed or data adjusted, it's much more impactful in the classroom. So this is our efforts to bring the research to where it's most needed, which is in the classroom and at the school sites. So again, opportunities for sponsorship there. And of course, in Ramadan, we have a virtual fundraiser. And if you're in an area where one of us lives, we do a few in-person ones, but best opportunities, we have a virtual Ramadan fundraiser. Love for you to attend, of sponsorships. Again, it helps us meet the needs of the growing needs of Islamic education here in North America. So, and there's a sponsorship available for Professional Development Week. Again, presenting sponsor, title sponsor, session sponsor, community sponsor, all open and available. You can sign up, you can reach out. Leadership retreat, as I went over, that's a picture from last year at the DNet Center. Again, sponsorship packages. This is one from 2024. But you can kind of see similar things that are platinum, gold, silver, bronze. Depending on the level, there's different opportunities. We have a digital booklet ad. We have distribution of items, sponsor table, speaking opportunity, retreat registration, different levels, you get different things. So, and we encourage you, actually, I should probably stop there. Any questions, any items people like to ask about sponsorship or partnership opportunities? Pause if there's any questions on that. All right. And if you think of something later, of course, it always happens to me. Second, I close the webinar. Oh, I have this light bulb idea. So for all light bulb ideas, please reach out. I'm happy to discuss light bulb ideas because sometimes those are really good. Sometimes they just kind of crack and shatter when we discuss. Other times they can glow up the room. So please, happy to discuss. And then for you as a corporate member, we encourage you, hey, be proud. Show it on your website. Put it on. This is one of members, they highlighted that they're a member of ISLA. Put it on your website. This is a great way for, again, to you let the educator community know that you are supporting, you are partner of working with us to align and amplify Islamic education in North America. So please, don't just, it's not just what we can do for you. Please also think of how you can advertise what you're doing for the community, because your efforts, your work is vital to the Islamic education community. So please highlight that. And again, we have over 143 member schools. So these are members of ISLA. They would love to see that you're also a member of ISLA and you're one of the 40 corporate members. So yay, we're so appreciative of your support. And if you do have it on your website, take a screenshot, share it to us. We'll do a social media post. Happy to do that. And if you're not already, please follow us. We're on many platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of course, our website. So make sure you bookmark that. And then we do have a IEC and an Islamic educator community network, a listserv, an email listserv, old school. But you're welcome to join. Again, it's a resource. It's not for advertising anything. It's more of a research where educators in school I mean, may ask questions. Sometimes we distribute resources through so it's really a resource sharing platform that you're welcome to join. There's a QR code. And we also have a WhatsApp group. If you're not already part of it, just reach out and we will send you the link to join. It's for corporate members. Again, we have 40 plus corporate members. Sometimes it may not be a good partnership with ISLA, but maybe a really wonderful partnership with one or more of the corporate members that are already uh, part of the ISLA community. So again, check out the webpage. Many of them, most of you are already on a WhatsApp, but again, if you're not, reach out. But also can post there if you have upcoming event that you're looking to partner, or you have an idea, but you can't lift it yourself, reach out. We have schools, universities, consultants, publishers, um, all sorts of stuff. Some apps, really cool apps, some AI apps, a lot of cool stuff. A lot of our corporate members are doing great stuff. So reach out to them as well. Like and repost, you have something, follow us, like, repost. This is one of our schools when we are doing a virtual job fair last year. Again, hi, they liked us. So it's a win-win. Supporting each other, supporting the other corporate members, try to follow all the other corporate members. It's a great opportunity. See what they're doing, like and amplify. And then when you do something, they'll do the same. So, and you can do that for all the school members. Also, there's a lot of school members, so that might be that will take a bit to do that. But again, as you start seeing different schools amplified, start following them. All right. I will stop sharing again, a little opportunity if there's any Q&A today. Um, I know we went through a lot of information. Some of it you may know, some may not have known. So happy. If you want to unmute, raise your hand. And if you're listening later, you can email too. And I will put my email in the chat. And I will let Nafisa also. She raised her hand, so I got a call on the hand.
Yes, I was wondering more about your partnership. Um, and how we could, perhaps partner with you guys, for the year with something. I really want to know, like, okay, you want it geared towards the main Muslim community stream. But do you want it more geared
For
towards,
educators.
well,
The key thing is educate our audience is really educators, Muslim
mm-hmm.
educators or educators at Muslim schools.
Okay.
Um, so that's really the focus audience. So you have a proposal or topic that is geared to educators at Muslim schools or Muslim educators, that would
Okay.
be target audience. So
Okay.
again, if
Mm-hmm.
it's playing dominoes, like no. But if you figure out a way that you are going to be discussing the Islamic history behind dominoes and how you can now put that into the classroom to engage creative minds, then I would be
Mm.
like, you know what? If you can pull that off, go
Well,
for it.
go for
Go for
it.
it. But that again, that's an example. I'm not going to
Right.
say,
Right,
there's
right,
other
right.
people on the team that have to approve. So yes, Sister Lisa doesn't have carte blanche approval. Dr.
Hmm.
Shaz, our ED, as I mentioned, other people do have to sign off on that, but that's kind of what we're looking for, really a proposal. And again, it doesn't have to be a webinar. Those are just easy to do.
Right, right,
A few organizations that are hosting an
right.
event in their area. Dr.
Hmm.
Shaza lives in Austin, so if it's something that maybe one of us could attend,
Hmm.
that's an
Hmm.
opportunity. So you can think, there's no box, right? You can
Right, right.
think broadly and widely.
Okay.
I'm
Hmm.
happy to chat if you have an idea, if you want to send over an idea and I can give feedback like, oh, that's amazing, or you know what, can we work on this a little bit?
Right, right. Okay.
But keep in mind, it really needs to be something easy lift for ISLA,
Hmm.
um, which is more limited to just kind of like marketing registration. Maybe if it's a
Right.
webinar, hosting a webinar, not a heavy lift for us.
Hmm.
And that's really going to benefit school educators. And the other caveat is that we really do maybe one or two a month. So one like webinar a month, which would be complimentary. We
Hmm.
don't do more than that. It's often like every other month. So
Okay.
over the course of the year, there's only 12 months.
Right.
And
So yeah.
Ramadan, we're not doing any webinars, not
Hmm.
happening. The days before Eid al-Adha, we're not having any webinars. So
Right.
there's some, limited. So there's limits of how many we can do in a year. That's one of the reasons why it really needs to be somewhat impactful to school,
Hmm.
or meeting a need that maybe nobody else has talked about.
Right.
Like
Right.
in puberty, that's not a topic being talked about. So when they
Hmm.
propose that, it's like, oh, that
That's
nobody
great.
else
Yeah.
is doing
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So yeah,
Right. Right. Right.
that's great.
Right.
Yeah, if it's a little bit unique, but really Muslim educators classroom,
Hmm.
most
Right.
classroom Muslim that's really the
That's really
audience.
the focus of the
That's what
audience.
would need to be benefit. If it's benefiting Muslim educators in the classroom, then now we can talk.
Okay.
And if it's not, but it's again some idea resource, free
Hmm.
resources you can share out on the IECN yourself, as long as it's a totally free resource,
Right.
totally free. You can use that you can do that. Or
Okay.
if it's something that's really for school leaders that they can maybe distribute out to their
Hmm.
teachers, or maybe it's a regional based, like you guys are in the Virginia area. So it's something in the Virginia DMV area. It's not applicable
Right.
to everybody. So maybe you
Mhm.
again we can work that maybe there's another way that this can be shared out. Um, just for
Right.
awareness purposes. And also
Awareness.
there's a WhatsApp group for those corporate members, so you can at least also just share it with the corporate members. Most of the
Hmm.
corporate members represent a larger organization, whether it's a school, there's some small, some big, but that's a great audience right there. Many of them go to
Right.
different events. So
Mm. Okay.
so I hope
Well,
that, and again, if you
that,
have something, yeah, send us an email. We
okay.
can skim it over. If there seems to be like, maybe this is going to work, we can do a little short discussion. And if it's
Okay.
not, don't take it personally. It's just that I need to work on that idea a little bit. Boy, it's not going to work necessarily with ISLA, but it may
Hmm.
work again with another partner.
Hmm.
And some things, yeah, again, maybe you're hosting something and you want maybe ISLA to help with put our logo on it and spread it out. Like those are also possibilities.
Right.
As long
Right.
as really what you're doing is again of what Islamic education. So again,
Right.
bowling in Maine has nothing to do with ISLA.
Mhm. Right.
However, now doing Muslim high school bowlers in Maine and there's a competition. I'll be say, okay, right? Maybe.
Right.
I don't know
Right.
anybody in Maine, but maybe. So again,
Right.
it's really what exactly you're doing and if it's applicable to, and it's in
Right.
our audience is a K to 12. So again, there's some people that they're working with colleges. So if you're college, but you're talking about how high schoolers getting into college, like Muslim campus life, they're one of our corporate members. They're in that bridge, right? From high
Right.
school
They're in
to
a bridge
college.
road. Yeah.
So it can work because it's addressing their work addresses high school students, which is in the K to 12.
Hmm.
Works. Um, but if
Okay.
so that those are some just kind of parameters and things to think in mind. And again, it
Hmm.
may not work this 6 months, this year, but maybe in the future.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for that.
And if you have, and also if there's somebody on your team that speaks well and they have a topic that they would like to talk about,
Hmm.
to occasionally have, again, we have the research symposium, we have professional development week. There may be ways, again, if somebody can speak well, that might be an opportunity as well. But it really has to be high quality and some version of Islamic education.
Right. Right. Right.
And it needs to be engaging because as we all know, nobody wants to be on Zoom all day long. So
No. Keep it short, interactive, and sweet.
and speaking of which, it looks like we're under time. So yay. I thank you everybody for joining. We will be sending this out to all of our corporate members. And thank you so much for your support. We appreciate your help and helping all of us elevate the level of Islamic education in North America. So reach out if you have any questions. I put my email in the chat, lkaler@theisla.org. And we're always happy to hear from corporate members. And if there's something that I guess I should also ask, is there something that you want us, how can we help you? If there's any suggestions or things that you would like from us, we're also open to additional perks or benefits that we can offer. So I forgot to mention that, but yeah, just came to me that I forgot that slide didn't make it it's on the cutting board somewhere. So And I guess just open, if you have any suggestions, take a pause and then we will be done for the day, or for the afternoon. Okay, so something to ponder. If you think of something somehow we can better serve you as a corporate member, we're open to that as well. So it's not just a one-way street, it's a two-way street. So, but again, thank you, and you have a wonderful evening.